What's good, everybody? It's the Clown of a Cab Show, UFC 273. I cannot wait for this fight. We got two championship belts on the line. Alexander Volkanovski, look, he's a beast. He's a champion for a reason. He's 23-1, dude. This dude is a beast. And we go back to the most recent fight with him and Brian Ortega. Ortega looked like he had 3 or 4 submissions on Alexander. He looked like he was going to just wrap it up on him, and that's it, but he got out of it. That's what the champions do. They get out of bad situations, and now look, he's the champion, and look, I think he's going to win. He's fighting Chan Soon Jung, a.k.a. the Korean Zombie. And to be honest, I remember watching him back in the day, back in 2014, 2015, around that time. And at the time, I was like, this dude is nice. I didn't really hear much about the Korean Zombie until right now. And I honestly, bro, I really thought he was retired. I really did. I mean, he's fought 6 times since 2017, dude, in the UFC. So to me, it was like, man, dude, really inactive. Not fighting a lot. And I think to be a top-notch UFC fighter, you have to fight. And you have to do it consistently. You have to continue to do that. And I just think him not being so active, I think that's a huge disadvantage into this. Yes, we could say on the other side of the coin and say he's got a lot of rest. He's not that damaged up. But I just think he's 17-6 in the UFC. He lost to Brian Ortega back in 2020. Like I said, he took about 4 years off from 2013 to 2017. I just think, 6 fights since 2017. Dude, to me, that's really not a lot. So I'm definitely going Alexander all day here. I think he's all around a better fighter. Now, I will give the Korean Zombie some credit on his feet, dude. I'm telling you what, he can take punches, and that's one of his competencies is you can throw a left and a right, but he'll still come back and hit you. So I think, Alexander Volkanovski, he's got to be on his P's and Q's when it comes to the stand-up game. Now, if he wants to take him down, I think that's an advantage for Alexander, the champion. But I think looking at this fight statistically, looking by the numbers, yes, it does make sense this fight's going to be a good fight. But I think looking at the bigger picture, I don't. I just think, the Korean Zombie being out for so long, being inactive, not being such in active mode, I think that's really going to hurt him. I do think there's rust involved. I think, all this. I understand they're professionals. I get all that. I understand all that. But I just think looking at the bigger picture, I like Alexander all day here. Yeah, I really do. This is for the featherweight title. Dude, I love it, dude. I think Alexander's going to, really just have a great 5-round fight, if not finish him off. I'm definitely going to go money line all day here on Alexander. Just get the dub no matter how it is. Knockout, TKO, submission, it doesn't matter. I think he's going to get the win, and he's going to continue to win. And really, who's going to be next for Alexander in the featherweight division? The UFC's got to come up with some fighters. I mean, he's been dominating. So, hats off to Alexander. He beat Max Holloway twice, which was a great fight. Both fights, and really those were coin flip fights. Shout out to Max Holloway, one of my favorite fighters. Definitely in my top 5 in the UFC right now. I love him, but, yes, he beat him twice. I do think there's going to be a 3rd-round fight in that with Max Holloway and Alexander. Obviously, Brian Ortega, Chad Mendes, Jose Aldo, those guys, I mean, those are legends. Jose Aldo used to be a champion. We saw what happened. He beat him. We saw what McGregor did to Jose Aldo. Knocked him out in seconds, dude. That was crazy. That was insane. But I just think, Alexander, he is legit. He's a champion for a reason. The champions always rise to the top, dude. They do. They find a way. That's the difference between a champion and a non-champion. They find a way when they have adversity. When all the odds against you are stacked and you're supposed to lose, and yet they somehow win. That's what champions do, so I love it. So I'm going Alexander all day. That's my lock pick. Now, on the flip side, yes, the Korean Zombie can knock him out. I get that. He can throw a crazy leg kick. He can throw crazy punches, all that, and I'll give him a shot there. Anybody in the UFC can get knocked out. I just think Alexander is legit. I think he's going to have a great performance here, and I think, he needs to come out with the A performance. Same thing with the Korean Zombie. I do give the Korean Zombie about 10 to 15% chance. I just think being inactive for so long is going to hurt him. I really do. So I can't wait for this matchup, man. This is going to be great, dude. The UFC, man, they're continuing to grow, and a lot of people hate the UFC. They really do. They say they don't pay the fighters fair. Well, start our own business. This is America, right? It's capitalism. That's what it is. It's like what Tony Montana once said. He said capitalism is getting fucked. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, start another UFC then. If fighters think they're paid unfairly, start your own business. You know what I'm saying? But I got Alexander all day here. That's my lock pick. And then we got another title fight. This fight we saw before, Sterling versus Pierre Yan. Look, they fought last year. And we saw this fight. Yes, Yan was dominating, and he threw an illegal knee, and he got DQ'd, disqualified out of that fight. And really, it was one of them things where it was like, for Aljamain Sterling, it was like, yes, dude, you called a break there. You did. Yeah, 100%. He's the champion. But at the end of the day, I think, Pierre Yan, he's legit. He's 16-2 in the UFC. Obviously, he lost 2 fights ago to Sterling with that illegal knee, which he shouldn't have thrown. But I heard his corner before that say something about throwing a knee. I might be wrong on that, but I just think, somebody, the coaching, I don't think it was all 100% on Yan to throw that knee. He didn't even need to throw it. He was dominating. He had 7 takedowns in that fight, which was crazy, dude. Yes, Sterling had a little bit more shots in there, significant strikes, but I just think looking at it at a stylist standpoint, I think, Yan was dominating Sterling. He was. He caught a break, Sterling, whatever, but at the end of the day, I think this fight, Sterling last fall was in March 2021 against Yan with that fight. So, it's been ring rust. Yan's already fought before in October or November this past year. So, there's no rust for him. I think Yan, he's going to be champion. He's a beast, dude. And I'm telling you what, he has a chin. He has a chin. He can mix it up. He can stand with you. He can go to the ground with you. He can get you on the cage. There's so many things that Yan can do. That's what makes him great. And I think he's going to really dog Sterling. And Yan, he's favorite. It makes sense, dude. It does. We saw this fight last year, and really for Sterling, it was just like, damn, it's kind of an embarrassment. He kept getting tripped, and I think for Sterling, yes, he can learn from this. He can learn from that last fight. He can, take down better takedown defense. I just think he's got to be ready here. You got to be ready for the leg kicks. What do I give Sterling? I give him about a 15% chance. Kind of like the Korean Zombie as well, but I just think, Yan, he's so good, dude. And even Israel Adesanya, one of the biggest UFC stars today, even came out and said, look, I remember watching him spar one time, and I knew he was going to be champion one day. You could just tell. Just the way he engages, just the way he fights, man. He fights with that passion, that hunger. I'm telling you, dude, Yan's going to become champion this weekend, and he will be champion for a very, very, very long time in that bantamweight division. Really, dude. I understand, the weight's not all up there, but I just think for Yan, man, he's a beast, dude. He really is, man. He beat Jose Aldo back in 2020 for the belt. That's what we do know. Yes, Jose Aldo, we could say he was a tomato can by then. After McGregor got done with him, Alexander got done with him. Everybody ran through Jose Aldo towards the end of Aldo's career. Not to be disrespect to Aldo. He's a legend. He will go in the UFC Hall of Fame, but I just look at it from his last 5-6 years in the UFC. Aldo just went from up to whoop down, dude. It was really bad, but Pierre Yan, I like this, man. I do. I like him all day. I think, Sterling, he's in for a long one. He's 20-3 in the UFC, which is good. He's the current champion, and a lot of people say that's not well-deserved. Well, at the end of the day, according to the rules, he did throw an illegal knee. Yan threw an illegal knee on Sterling, so, at the end of the day, he lost that fight. Yan lost that fight. From that illegal knee, it's going to cost him. But at the end of the day, I think Yan's going to learn from it. So is Sterling. But I got Yan all day here. I do. I think he's going to maul him. I think he's going to knock him out in, the second round. I really do. I think he's going to finish him. I do. I think Yan's out here to have a statement here and say, you know what? Let's get this job done. Okay, we were almost done. We almost finished Sterling off, and then I threw an illegal knee like a dummy, and I lost that fight. But I think it's going to come back. So I like Yan all day. So I'll go both the favorites in the 2 title fights. That's all day. And then we got Gilbert Burns versus a.k.a. Khamzat Chimaev. Dude, look, I get it. He's 10-0. Chimaev, he's a beast. All this. Everybody's getting hype around this kid. Fight somebody in the top 5 and I'll give him some respect. He hasn't even fought anyone in the top 5. So, what am I going to say about this guy? Is he going to be the next superstar? The only thing that I heard about Chimaev, what came out of his mouth that was true, was him saying Jon Jones is the best UFC fighter. Giving Jon Jones respect. I get all that. But everybody else, he's talking shit to. For instance, Colby Covington, he's come out and said Colby Covington's a bitch. He's going to call the cops, all this stuff. And it's like, at the end of the day, I think if Colby matched up with a.k.a. Khamzat Chimaev, I think, Colby all day. Colby's going to out-wrestle you. He's going to outfight you, and he's going to maul you. That's what Colby does. He's a better wrestler than Chimaev, and I get that. He's a great wrestler, too. Maybe great wrestlers, they cancel each other out and stand up, and we understand Colby's stand-up game has improved the past 2 years dramatically. So I can't wait. I hope he does. And I don't wish bad things on anybody, but, Chimaev, dude, it's like, come on, man. He's getting all this hype. Everybody's talking about him in the UFC. If I'm Dana White, throw somebody in the top 5 at him then. Gilbert Burns, he just got knocked out a couple years ago, dude, against Usman back in 2021, February. He got knocked out, and I understand Usman's pound-for-pound #1 right now, which I think John Jones is pound-for-pound #1. But, beside that point, Gilbert Burns, he's 7-1 in the last 8 fights. So he is on a little heater besides the Usman fight. He's 20-4 in the UFC. Chimaev, he's 10-0. But yes, it's going to be obviously Chimaev, he's favorite. I just think for Gilbert Burns, he's kind of, one-dimensional in a way. He's a good wrestler. He's an okay striker. But, I just feel like he's stiff in there. He has great power. I get all that. In the first round, everybody has great power, great speed. But, getting in the later rounds, I think Gilbert Burns kind of gasses out. I really do. All those muscles, everything starts to gas on him, and he moves slow. And we saw that in the Usman fight. He started to move slower. His feet's kind of slow. I would love to see Gilbert Burns knock this dude out, this rookie. And people were talking about him fighting Nate Diaz. He was going to maul Nate Diaz. Come on, dude. Nate Diaz is an OG in the UFC. Don't disrespect Nate Diaz. Just like Nate Diaz said, don't put my name in this kid's mouth, dude. This rookie, Nate Diaz would maul him in a street fight, okay? Now, UFC might be a little different. I get it. Chimaev, he's a great wrestler. He is, 100%. But, what Nate Diaz an OG? In the street, I got Nate Diaz all day. We saw what Nate Diaz did to Khabib, and all his posse came up on him and slapped him and said, what? Meet me outside. You know what I'm saying? Nate Diaz is about that life. You know what I'm saying? So when people try to throw shade at Nate Diaz and come at Nate Diaz, it's like, really? You really want that? Nate Diaz is a real fighter. He's been a real fighter since day one, dude. He's been fighting in the streets, been fighting in the gym. So, everybody wants to go at Nate Diaz. It's so funny to me. We see McGregor go at Nate Diaz. Come on, man. Let's not even go there. But back to the Gilbert Chimaev fight. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what they're expecting, but I'll probably go Chimaev. I really will. I want to see him win because I want to see him fight Colby. I do. I would love to see Colby maul this dude. I would love to see Colby out-wrestle this dude and humble him, because when you grow up and you're the best athlete in your town or whatever, wherever you're born, and everybody's telling you, oh, you're the best ever, you are so good, you can't really grow. All you've been told is I'm good, I'm the best, dude, I'm the GOAT. That's all I've been fed my whole life. So I don't have to work as hard anymore. That's kind of like how this is a little bit in a way. It's just like you've been fed, oh, dude, you're 10-0, dude. You're going to be the biggest UFC star come to yet. Really? Throw somebody in the top 5. I want to consider Gilbert Burns right now in the top 5 after what Usman did to him. Knocked him out. And I get it. He did land a great punch on Usman. Everybody has a puncher's chance, dude. Everybody. In boxing, UFC, whatever fight, even a street fight. Everybody has a puncher's chance, dude. But at the end of the day, I just think Gilbert Burns is on his downfall. He's out of his prime. He's slow. So I'm going to go Chimaev all day here. All day. I just want to see Chimaev in the future actually fight somebody good in the top 5. Colby, somebody. Somebody. I would love to see Colby fight this kid, man. Colby would kill all the hype, out-wrestle him and maul him down and piece him up. And all that hype is going to be gone, dude. Because, a lot of these cats, they come in, they're great wrestlers. But, let's match up somebody who's a great wrestler as well. With Chimaev. Let's match up Colby with him, dude. I'd love to see it, dude. I'd love to see the press conferences. I think it'll do great pay-per-view numbers. Absolutely. I think that's what the UFC needs to do, and I think the UFC wants Chimaev to win this fight. Doesn't it make sense? It's talking business, talking numbers, making money. It makes sense. So I think that would be a make sense fight in the future. But Chimaev's got to get through Gilbert Burns. But I'm going to go Chimaev all day in this matchup. But I think, the favorite fight is definitely going to be the Sterling Yan fight. I cannot wait. I think that's going to be the best fight on this card on UFC 273. I think it's going to be iconic. I really do. But I think we're going to see a different side of Yan here. I think we're going to see a hungry Yan. I think we're going to see a Yan that's kind of feels like, man, dude, I'm kind of like everybody's kind of doubting me now. I should be champion right now. And I understand you learn from your mistakes after throwing that illegal knee. But at the end of the day, I do think Jan is legit, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, this cat is the real deal. Like, Holyfield, I'm telling you right now, this guy's no joke. Dude, he could take hits. He could throw crazy leg kicks. He could just out-skill you. He could outwork you. And I think that's what he's going to do to Sterling. He's going to eventually outwork him. He's going to get him tired in the later rounds, and he's going to wear him down. So that's my pick. I got Jan all day. And then Alexander, I got him all day, baby. The UFC 273 is going to be iconic. So if you guys are doing a 3-fight parlay, I'd probably go all favorites here. I know that's cliche to say, and, oh, what? Not an upset? I get all that. I get that, but at the end of the day, I got to go with my guy. I'm going all favorites here. UFC 273 is going to be iconic, baby. It's the Cloud with Cam show. Let's go!